Good afternoon, everybody. It's raining where I'm at, but it's also story time. And what's good during a good storm or a good rain? A good story. And I've got part of the finale written, which would be finale part 1 of Invasion of Privacy. I wrote it last night. Like I said, this finale is going to be, a little bit longer than others. So I might have to break it down for you piece by piece. But, lack of content, I got to give you something, right? It's been a while since we've had story time. But another part will be shared on August 4th. Part 2 of the finale will be shared by then. Stay tuned to my page on YouTube. I'll give you the exact date in my community wall or post wall, whatever they want to call it these days. Just stay notified and you'll get it. And as soon as I know it, you'll know it. But we're going to take a few minutes and get set up here and get ready for story time. So if you're just now noticing your notifications or whatever, and you want to come over here and hear part 1 of the finale, then it gives you enough time to come on over and enjoy this experience with me. And after we're done reading it, we'll do a little discussion, and I'll check some comments or whatever if I have any, and we'll go from there. In the meantime, this little beginning intermission is the setup process. Grab your milk, your cookies, or your lunch, and come on over. I am officially reading this part inside my man cave. Changing up the scenery a little bit. New vibes. All right, we've got it. Now, before we get started on Invasion of Privacy Part 1 finale, I want to do a quick little recap of Part 5. And so basically, Part 5, we've learned that the couple living in the neighborhood, the husband, which is his name's Brandon, he's noticed that there's no other families living in the houses on the street, that him and his newlywed wife, Alice, are the only couple on the block. Nobody's moving in, nobody's moving out, nobody even shows up on the block. That's kind of awkward. But you got the realtor named Sarah and her brother Bradley. Bradley is in tune with what's going on because he used to be a janitor at a hospital in New York City. And some weird things were happening up there. Some crazy man was, people would end up dying on the floor of the hospital, after hours, just they could have been in the best shape of their life getting ready to go home. Then all of a sudden they die. It's because this madman is experimenting on these people, just people. He's got a theory. He thinks that there's something inside the brain. It's like a light switch that he could do something to you to make you become who you are really supposed to be. And what I mean by that is, say you meet somebody that's just nice all the time. That could be who they really are, for real. But not in his mind. If you're just too nice, too polite all the time, that he feels like that's not you. We want to see the real you. See who you really are. You're just too damn nice. This can't be you. And so basically that is his theory. His theory is to show people who they really are. And once he does this thing that he does, there's no turning back. There's no, like I said, like a light switch, there's no turning it off. But once it's on, it's on. That's it. That's who you are. And Sarah, the realtor, has made a deal with this guy, and she's been doing it for quite some time, supplying him with victims to prove his theory. The guy's straight psycho. But now she's feeling guilt, that she is actually putting harm to people. And that's the way it is with the Newley couple she let live in this house. This house is almost like a trap, because there's an abandoned big house behind this gate on the same block that's overgrown with trees and bushes, and it has no trespassing on it, and the condemned signs posted and everything. But he is hiding out up there. As for Bradley, he's already been kidnapped by this psycho more than once. Never fully operated on. Came close multiple times. But, he's been, searching and keeping track with this guy, trying to do his homework and see what's going on. So, like I said, now Sarah is feeling guilt. She's ready to confess to the Newley homeowners that, and she doesn't know how they're going to take it. Anybody of normal, standards would be like, what the fuck, you just trying to get us killed or whatever. Well, we'll see. There could be a nice redemption story for her. Who knows? But we will see. This story is the final story of my anthology, original stories I've been writing and sharing on my YouTube page. I have other stories already on my page that I've been reading out loud. They're in my playlist. Go check it out. One's called Backwoods Terror, What Lies Inside, Rush, and this one is titled Invasion of Privacy. If you haven't heard any of those other original stories, go check them out. They stand on their own for real. They do. And they're quite good. The way I do my stories is almost like close your eyes and imagine what's going on. Use your imagination. Set the scenery inside your head, as you're reading, and that should tell how it goes. Because nowadays people don't use their imagination, because you got AI and all this stuff. You could literally just bring anything to life. I'm from the old school. I'm from the time where you had to use your imagination, be creative. And that's what I'm sharing with these stories. These stories are not found on Google. They're not found on Amazon, Spotify, or nothing like that. These are made from me. That's it. You won't find them anywhere. So I got full rights to them. But other than that, we're going to get started, and we're going to dive into the finale of Invasion of Privacy Part 1. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys enjoy all the stories that I've written, because this is the final story of my anthology thing that I've got going on here. And after this story is done, there'll be no more. With that being said, Let's go. Invasion of Privacy Finale Part 1 was written 7/18/25. Opening the car's trunk from the driver's side, lever inside the door. Man, I butchered the hell out of that. Hold on, let's go back. Let me get it together. Opening the car's trunk from the driver's inside, pulling the lever and forcing it open. Who the hell are you? And what the hell are you doing inside the car's trunk? Brandon asked. Bradley climbs out and begins to inform about the madman and his history and run-ins with him. Sarah arrives at the couple's home on Windmill Road. Knocking repeatedly, no one answers. She begins to panic. Walking around back, she notices clothes pulled off the laundry line spread on the ground. Handprints in the mud. Looks like a struggle took place here. Oh no, he found his target. Looks like he was targeting Alice. Running around front, Sarah collides with Bradley and Brandon. Where's my wife? Is she okay? Brandon asked. Nobody answered when I knocked on the front door a few times, so I came around back and seen this mess in the backyard. Handprints in the mud and laundry line destroyed. Signs of struggle, no doubt, Sarah explained. That bastard took her and he's going to kill her. He must be stopped, Bradley replies in anger. It's all my fault. I made it easy for all this chaos by supplying the victims, but I want out of this madness. What the fuck was you thinking? Bradley screams. In order to keep myself from becoming a target and you possibly becoming one too, I agreed to do his dirty work. But no more innocent people are becoming test dummies for this psycho's bullshit theories, Sarah cries. Look, we are wasting time. If you're going to redeem yourself and escape your self-pity, helping us save my wife is a good way to start. Your brother has filled me in on this maniac and his plans. I just knew something was weird with his neighborhood, but Sarah just didn't want to hear it, Brandon replies. I have guns at my hotel. You two keep watch at the gate. And when I return, we are going to invade someone's privacy, Bradley informs. That is the ending of part 1 finale. Kind of short, I understand, but that gets us pumped and ready to go for what is coming next, which is full on balls to the wall. You know, the final encounter. We've got to save Brandon's wife. More than likely, she is in that house. He's got her hid somewhere or locked away somewhere. So, you know, the plot just keeps going. We got to figure out where she's at. There's no telling what he has already done to her. Purely speculation at this point. We don't know. All we know is Bradley's headed back to his hotel to load up the weaponry. We're getting ready to kick ass. That's it. Bottom line. Boots to asses is going down. But will everybody make it out alive? I can't tell you that for real because I don't know. It hasn't been written, and hopefully But if you understand horror movies and thrillers and stuff like that, usually not everybody makes it. But who's to tell that I might rewrite, the rules? Who knows? No spoilers, but the ending is still up in the air at this point. This is a journey that I've enjoyed, writing these stories and telling these, imaginative things. Just being creative is what really I love doing. I love being creative, like in music. Doing my own type of music, whether anybody likes it or not. I'm not out here for all that. I treat music as therapy. I get it off my chest that way. And even with the stories, being able to write these stories and tell these journeys and survival, and is great. It kind of helps. It's what society is missing. Everything's digital now. Nothing's really straight from the mind anymore. And bringing things to life is great. All I can say is part 2's coming, whether it be August 4th or a little bit after that. Like I said, subscribe to my page, get notified, stay tuned, and as soon as I know exactly when it's going down, I'll let everybody else know on the community post wall or whatever they want to call it. It will be there. Until then, I will see you next time, and I hope everybody enjoyed part 1 finale. Stay safe. Stay blessed, and if it's storming in your area, stay dry, and hopefully you don't get flooded. I'm out. Thriller.